In the hospital with serious injuries tonight after the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office tells us he tried to go around the rail crossing arms while they were down and a train hit his vehicle. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeannie Blaylock.
And I'm Anthony Austin. Our top story this evening, passengers on an Amtrak train destined for Miami are finally back on their way after a crash on the track delayed the trip for hours. Our Zach Wilcox spoke with those passengers who were on the train when the crash happened, and Zach is joining us live from Dinsmore tonight.
Yeah, Anthony, the man who was hit by the train was taken to the hospital with some serious injuries. Many of the passengers telling me they were glad to see that he was still alive after what they saw what the car looked like. He mentioned he tried to dart around the railroad crossing arms as they came down, didn't quite make it across, was dragged a quarter mile down the tracks, and it took a while to get his car off the tracks, delaying the nearly 200 passengers who were on board.
We kept moving and moving and moving. And all of a sudden, we just came to an abrupt stop. I heard something go pop, like that, hit, you know what I mean? And then that was it.
Jimmy Eaches and his family are looking for a winter getaway from the cold at their home in Maryland, so they took a train from D.C. to Orlando. When it came to an abrupt stop around 7 a.m., he figured they were right about on schedule to reach Jacksonville.
People were getting ready to like disboard the train and all right, let's go, let's go, let's go. But then one of the guys on the train, another guy, he looked over, he's like, well, we're not in any condition to board. We hit something.
Each's train collided with a car only 5 miles north of the Jacksonville station.
I would caution people who are driving around the tracks. At 78 miles per hour, it's moving, and it would take that train probably an eighth of a mile to stop.
A few machines were brought in to pry the car from the tracks, delaying the train for 4 hours. A neighbor says he's more than familiar with long waits at the tracks.
Constantly getting trapped in by the trains, so we're trying to fight to get a crossing to go over top of the trains.
Sam Farley says 3 or 4 of the crossings will be shut down for more than an hour at a time some days. After seeing what the car looked like, one passenger tells me she won't even think about speeding through a crossing arm ever again.
Make me never want to pass a train crossing, that's for sure. When they took the car away, it didn't look like anybody could survive that.
Amtrak told us none of the passengers were injured, and I tell you what, these are some busy train tracks. We've seen several come through just since we've been out here today, and in fact there was another passenger train coming behind the train when it got into the crash, so that train was also delayed, although only for about 2 hours. But everybody, a lot of delays on their way down to South Florida. On the north side, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.